From Tennessee, Mr. Duncan, and a member opposed will each control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Tennessee.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Chairman, former Congressman Sonny Callahan, a very respected former subcommittee chairman on the Appropriations Committee, told me that we had done all we needed to do on airplane security when we secured the cockpit doors. Whether you agree with him or not, that one very inexpensive action took away the ability to hijack and use airplanes the way they were used on 9/11. Now we are about to appropriate $860 million for the Federal Air Marshal Service, and I believe this money could be much better spent in any one of hundreds of other ways. However, my amendment does not eliminate this agency, even though I do believe it is a needless, useless agency. And my amendment does not even cut its funding. All it does is freeze this agency at its current level of funding, $819 million. Air marshals arrest an average of a little over 4 people each year. Even after my amendment, they would still be getting about $200 million per arrest. There must not be a softer, easier, more cushy job in the entire federal government than just to ride airplanes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, many of them in first class. I would rather give this money to local law enforcement people who are fighting real crime, the street crime that people want fought. Families all over this country are having to tighten their belts, and many millions are having to reduce spending. It would seem to me that the least we can do is stop giving big increases to agencies like this that really are doing almost no good at all. Actually, more air marshals have been arrested since 9/11 than have been arrests by air marshals. This is an agency that has grown from just 33 before 9/11 to over 4,000 today. Now what TSA is doing at the airports, what all the other federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies are doing, what private companies are doing on security, and all the many other things that are done in this bill on aviation security are more than enough. We need to realize that we cannot make everyone totally safe, even if we spent the entire federal budget on security. I chaired the Aviation Subcommittee for 6 years and have always been a strong supporter of law enforcement and aviation security. But as one high-ranking former TSA official told me 2 days ago, this Air Marshal Agency is simply gilding the lily. The Wall Street Journal said in an editorial a few months after 9/11, quote, "We'd like to suggest a new post-September 11 rule for Congress. Any bill with the word security in it should get double the public scrutiny and maybe 4 times the normal weight, lest all kinds of bad legislation become law under the phony guise of fighting terrorism." That was from the Wall Street Journal. And when they noticed that almost every department and agency was requesting additional funds and using the word security to justify even unnecessary appropriations. Everyone on both sides of the aisle, Madam Chairman, like to call themselves fiscally conservative. Well, even if my amendment was to pass, this agency would be getting an almost 60% increase since 2003, more than double the rate of inflation since that time. This amendment is bare bones fiscal conservatism, very minimal fiscal conservatism. And I might add that I've never had a run-in with an air marshal. In fact, I don't even believe that I know an air marshal, so this is nothing personal. But USA Today a few months ago had an article about this agency and all the troubles and problems they're having, and I can tell you that I think this agency at least should not keep getting huge increases in funding, and I reserve the balance of my time.